Welcome to Pasco Connect. This is our podcast that Lexi and I are starting, and we are very excited about bringing some really cool members of the community onto these podcasts. So for the beginning, Lexi wanted to interview me. This is my lovely wife, Lexi. We run the RE/MAX office here in Downtown New Port Richey with RE/MAX Alliance Group. I'm Realtor DJ Arrazcaeta. For those of you who don't know me.
The goal of this was just for you guys to get to know us. Obviously, we're adding things to the group and trying to improve, and so we're using this to let you guys get to know us.
And also too, to feel like you're part of what we do every day, right? So this group is very important to us. We'd like to improve it, make it better every day, and provide new members that are going to be joining us and helping us make it grow and make it the community that we want here in Pasco, to showcase what Pasco is really all about.
And that's really it, is that we're really passionate about helping Pasco grow positively, and we just want to highlight those great things happening in our community.
Yep.
So start with some of our questions here, Mr. DJ.
Oh boy.
What brought you to Pasco County, and what made you stay?
So a little bit, I've been here a very long time. I was in second grade when I moved to the area. My dad did roofing and construction here in Pasco, so we moved out of the Hillsborough County area. We lived in Town and Country before this. Moved right into Seven Springs area, grew up there, went to all local schools, Seven Springs Elementary, Seven Springs Middle, and Mitchell High School. So I'm a very deep-rooted local. I've watched a lot of this area grow and develop, and it's been really neat. What's kept me here? I just love the pace and the charm of our area. I think that's probably the biggest thing. You can go to Tampa or you can go to St. Pete, and they're great places, but they don't have the feel that we have here. And I think that's probably the biggest thing that separates New Port Richey and the feel we have. We now live on acreage, which is something I'm really near and dear to me. I like having the privacy, but yet having all the modern conveniences of being close and at home. So, and I also love the proximity to the water and our sandbar, and now our downtown area, which we are now a part of here at the office on Main. But I really think that's probably what's kept me here, and also our business. Our business has really kept me here and helped me get rooted and stay rooted here in New Port Richey.
Yeah, I have to agree with the old Florida charm coming from the Pinellas area as well, is that it's that charm, but also a little bit of hustle bustle. It's like a good solid mix.
Yeah.
So I can't agree with you more on that.
And I think too, you lived in I went to University of Tampa and St. Leo for college and for my master's. And I think a big part, I really liked the feel at St. Leo because it was a little more rural, and going to University of Tampa was a great experience. However, it was very urban, and I know that my feel is a little more coastal and a little less urban, what I actually enjoy. So this fits really our needs and, for our family and things like that. So I'm proud to be a Pasco sort of native, and will continue to be. Okay, so what are we?
The next one.
Okay. You're asking me these questions?
Nope, that's my turn.
Okay. So now, your turn. I get to ask the question.
Yes.
So I'm asking number 2.
Yes.
Okay. So how's this community changed since you first arrived? So I know part of it was my fault. That I brought you into this area.
Yeah, that's going back to your question.
Yeah.
So as far as me, when I came here, I've been here now 8 years, I think. It's been 8 or 9 years that I've been in Pasco, and I'd say the biggest change is definitely the downtown area. When I moved here, it was not like this. There wasn't half the restaurants that are here were not here.
Yeah,
there wasn't any shops. Yeah, it wasn't a destination. Yeah. You were, I'm in Pasco, let's go downtown New Port Richey. That wasn't necessarily, when I moved here, a thing to do. And now we find ourselves here, twice a month at least on the weekend?
Yep.
And obviously every day we're here.
And again, too, a big part of it is the renaissance that's kind of happened in New Port Richey. The restaurants, the bars, the things to do, the shops, the hacienda, the city park, right? So Parks and Rec has done a great job. We were just exploring the splash pad with the baby over the weekend. Really nice, lots of things, lots of people here walking around, moving around. So it's a really good groove as far as what's happened in town. So that really makes sense, and that's been definitely a big change, especially in the last 5 or 6 years.
And also the change is the explosion of people knowing about it here. Obviously, with the growth of the area in Starkey Ranch and things like that, all the new construction, I think more people have noticed.
Yeah.
The New Port Richey and Pasco as a whole are really not what it used to be, and I like that for this area. I think that it's improving the quality of the reputation of the area.
I would say that's definitely changed. I would say as a more native, been here a long time, I think that the change it's a change, right? So it's got positives and negatives to it.
Oh, yeah.
There's definitely increased traffic and we have a lot more tourists and people here. But that's also good for business, so it's got balances of that. But I certainly think that's probably one of the biggest changes.
Yeah. What's your favorite hidden gem in Pasco that locals need to know about? What do locals need to know?
Okay, so
Hidden gem in Pasco.
probably one of the coolest spots is our Sandbar. I would say, so you gotta have a boat to get there. But I think the North Anclote Sandbar is probably one of the neatest hidden gems completely around. It's nice because not everybody can get there, so it feels kind of private.
Yes.
But it also is Florida coastal living at its finest.
You don't feel like you're in really Florida even anymore.
Yeah,
you feel like you're somewhere else transported.
Yeah, it's a really neat adventure, and the water's beautiful, and you get to see manatees and dolphins and sea turtles, all kinds of marine life, which is really neat. But also at the same time, it's a gem that not everybody can access because of the boat. But you could rent a boat, you can get part of the boat club, you can find jet ski. Friends that have boats are great, all of those things. So there's definitely, that's probably my favorite hidden gem.
Your favorite hidden gem, I like it.
I would say if I had to give you a restaurant that's probably my favorite, I probably would say Herschel's, because that's where I eat a lot. I love their French toast, so that's just me loving breakfast food at all hours of the day. But certainly it's our Sandbar. That's just a really neat spot. All right, my turn. If someone had 24 hours in Pasco, where would you send them? You're not allowed to tell them to go to your gym.
But they only have 24 hours here. They can go to Burn Boot Camp anywhere.
Very true. Very true.
So 24 hours in Pasco. Let's go through the day chronologically. We're gonna wake up, and we're gonna.
Where are you staying? I would start with where are you staying.
Oh, I like that.
Yeah.
So obviously we're a lot more West Pasco, so there's probably great places on the other side of Pasco, but I don't venture far, for anyone who doesn't know that. I don't drive anywhere that isn't like 30 minutes.
We don't let her drive too far because it's safer for all of us.
So we're going to stay close to where I know. I'd go with either an Airbnb downtown or maybe the Hacienda. It's so
Hacienda
cute.
would be really cool.
So cute.
So if you're staying at the Hacienda, and then where are you going?
We're either doing breakfast there or we're going to Herschel's, because obviously
Okay.
we just talked about breakfast. I do enjoy Herschel's also.
Yep.
So we're going to do that, and then we're going to cruise out to the Sandbar early, because we're going to get in the water before the boat ramp or anywhere else fills up too much. We're going to do an early boat day. That's how you do a boat day.
Yep.
Yep, you get on the boat, you go to the Sandbar. I agree. I like to be in the sun. So we're going to do that. We're going to come back.
Can you tell she doesn't normally make the decisions? I have this day planned out, we're going to go to the Sandbar, we're going to come back, we're going to hit...
Nope, my turn.
Okay, go.
Okay, so then we're going to go to Hooters on the water, because I love Hooters on the water, and they're open again, so hooray. And then we're going to come back, maybe take I don't know.
Probably go to the Social if you're doing dinner.
A Social or Get Hooked.
Oh, Get Hooked is
because
really
they
good
have
too.
the seafood, and I feel like if somebody's here 24 hours, and they like seafood, like the seafood there, every time I'm so obsessed. But that's as far as food. The water is just so beautiful.
Certainly could do some shopping downtown. You could.
Yeah.
We have a lot of really cool shops and things like that. The park is beautiful. Maybe you're here on a weekend when there's a concert in the park. That would be really a neat.
Or a movie in the park.
Yep.
If you have kids or something like that.
Or maybe it's a parade weekend. So there's a lot of different things that could happen in 24 hours.
Yeah.
We also in East Pasco, there's a lot of really cool things. You can go horseback riding. There's a lot of farms
what about
and places.
that?
Dade City is a really neat spot.
Dade City is really cool.
I love San Antonio, where the college is. Very cool. A lot of development out there. You do have
What about that crate place in Wesley Chapel? We haven't been there yet, but I feel like that would be really interesting.
I might have to try that out in a,
In the near future.
Yep. Okay. I think that does it.
You got lots of options there. All right. Tell us the story behind your business. How did it all begin?
Oh boy, you've been wanting to ask me this question. Okay, so I worked. I'm a college graduate, so when I got out of college, I worked in the insurance business for a little bit, and then I ended up in a job in corporate America, and I worked that for 9-10 years. I left that right as COVID was kind of happening. But before that, in 2016, I got licensed to do real estate because this was a passion I had, and I figured, hey, it'll take me some years to grow my business into where I could do this full time. This was always my end goal, was to be able to do this full time. I love the stories, I love the people. This is what I'm made to do. So I know I'm in my calling and where I need to be. So it's really nice to be home with that. But about 2019, I joined Remax. I decided if I was gonna do this, I was gonna do it with the #1 company in the business, and that's what I wanted the reputation behind. So I joined our local Remax office. I interviewed with a couple of them, found a really good fit where we're at. I've been here ever since. I have not changed the office. They've been great, like a family all around to grow with. So that part's been really good. And so then the corporate job I had at the time, I was still working that job. I had decided, hey, as soon as Lexi's done with nursing school, which was going to be right at the end of 2020 or beginning of summer of 2020. So right in the thick of COVID, when we were all locked down, nobody knew what was going on. We had all that drama that was happening with that event. Lexi was finishing nursing school, and I
ended up having to go home from school and finish my classes online.
So what I did was I in February before COVID, I had a very easy job that I had made a decent paycheck, and I could work 3 to 4 hours a day, and it was very easy, but it wasn't the end goal for me. I don't usually take the easy route in things in life. So I went in and I signed up for the severance package they were offering. They were restructuring. I got approved for that. We were going to work until the end of June, and then I was going to be released, and I was going to be paid basically a year's severance. So it was a great time to leave and jump into the market, and then COVID happened, and I went, what the hell did I do? I just left my easy job with a paycheck that was constant, and now the world is imploding. But like everything else, we just roll with the punches, we move on, and we keep going forward. And so Lexi finished nursing school. She had to really kind of start helping me, because by the time COVID rolled around, real estate was so busy, I could no longer work the other job. So I wasn't working the other job. They had sent us home. We were still getting paid. It was a zoo.
It was.
By the end of 2020, we knew that we had made all of the right decisions, that our business was growing. Lexi was working full-time with me at that point. We were killing ourselves working a bunch of hours.
We were dying, just the two of us.
Just the two of us. So we took 2021. Jesse joined us. March, I think it was March of 21. Jesse joined us. So we added our first extra person, who a lot of you guys know, Jesse. Maybe I'll do a podcast with her.
I think that's what I want to do. Yeah.
Jesse and I have known each other since we were in 3rd grade, so we work together, and it's like family in here. So it's great, and I get yelled at a lot, but we're gonna just put that aside. That's another topic. But
we added Jesse.
We grew some more that year in 2021 and 22. We had our probably biggest year. It was probably the busiest year transaction count for real estate. So we added Lori and Lynn to the team, and Danny was with us at that time. So we've had a lot of good family around us throughout the time, and that's how we really grew
to where we are
now. Almost 700 transactions. Yeah. Somewhere close to that number, right around that. So it's been a whirlwind, and I love what I do. So I get to wake up every morning and do something I truly enjoy. It is very stressful. I should have more gray hair than I do just
genetics,
yet.
Man. Genetics.
I have luckily genetics on my side, but it's definitely something that we are blessed to do every day. So I'm very grateful.
I agree. I enjoy it as well.
All right, what do we got? What's been the biggest challenge and the biggest win since opening the doors?
Okay, this one I think we should probably answer together.
Yeah,
but I'm gonna go first.
Okay, you do what your challenge is.
Okay, my challenge. I'd say I guess I just don't view challenge the same way. Like a challenge is like an opportunity. So like I'd say the hardest thing to do is take care of yourself and also run the business, because I feel like challenges within the business, I view them so much that it's like it's an opportunity to get better. It's an opportunity to. I just don't view challenge as something necessarily negative.
Yeah.
So I think that the biggest challenge per se is figuring out our life and what that looks like in terms of balancing our type of balance, business and life.
And life. I think the biggest challenge that I have, that I find every day that I struggle with, is making sure we have a lot of moving parts, a lot of things to manage. And also one of those is finding time for ourselves and for our team and for everybody to have personal time. I think that's probably the biggest challenge that we face on a normal day-to-day basis. You definitely have to balance your time and manage your calendar.
Yeah, it's not on the calendar, it doesn't exist.
It doesn't exist. Like I have to cut out time to go to the gym and take personal time for me, and you do the same. And those are all very important things in daily life. And the clock hits 5 o'clock, we don't leave. It's the day's not over. That's just really the thick of the day. So a lot of times we're working till 6, 7, 8 o'clock at night, sometimes even a little later, unfortunately. But we do what we have to do for our clients to make sure that the transactions are priority, because they're big financial transactions for a lot of families. And that's very, very important that we treat that very cautiously.
Yeah, and it's important too, because not everybody, 9 to 5, people are working. Other people are working till 5 too.
Yeah.
So when they get off work is when they have the time to work with us, and we try to accommodate that as best we can.
And the biggest win.
What is the context of the question?
What's the biggest win since opening the doors? I think the biggest win for us was actually establishing a physical location. That was probably a huge win. It was a big stressor. We had a really great opportunity. It's a really cool story, how I acquired the office and who I got it from. So it has really good history, and that part was really neat, but also then transforming the building into how we wanted the space to be, redecorating and painting and changing the look and upgrading things that we wanted. But I think that's the biggest win. We have a location that's just for us and our team. Here on Main Street in downtown New Port Richey. Not too many people can say that they have that type of a location for their business, and it's fantastic. We like people stopping in and out and seeing us and visiting us during the day, but also for other real estate needs. If you have a question that you just want to set up an appointment, I have a great meeting space here where everybody can come in and feel comfortable to really do business and make sure that their needs are heard, and know that they have a place where they can reach us and meet us in person. So I really
without having them have to obviously come to our house. So it's
nice
we
worked out of the house for a long time, and that's part of this business. You grow into a space, and you don't buy the space and then grow into it. You 100%. Always grow into the space.
I'd rather be busting at the seams for a while before you jump.
Then you make the jump, and that's how we manage the risk factor of what we do. Is we made really strong decisions throughout. And I do this for clients. This is
same thing.
What we do is strategic moves so that we're able to make those wins permanent and not temporary.
Yeah. So. What is one way residents can support small businesses right now? Can not cost money or cost money?
How can
they support local business?
So local businesses, I'll give you a perfect example. We walk down to Wright's and grab, snacks and things like that for the office, and it's a great experience. And us taking our dollars out of our pocket and enforcing, could I go to Walmart and buy that same bag of whatever I bought, or maybe not, because they have a really good selection of organic stuff. But at the same time, supporting that local business that's right here. I have some dry cleaning I need to drop off. Taking it to the local guy that's right here, that's in the neighborhood where I spend time. Is very important, and
it's not a big chain. And the same thing about coffee. I've tried over time trying to be a little more cognizant of using the local coffee shop rather than a big chain.
And again, there's nothing wrong with big chains because they have local people that work there too. So that's not what I'm saying. But also if you have the availability to support a local business, like with voting with your checkbook, that's the best way you could support a local business that does well. And the other option too another thing you could do is you go to a restaurant, you have a good experience. You know what? Put a good review. Post a quick video. Yes. Take a picture and share it with your friends and say, you know what? I went down to so-and-so's restaurant and this is what I ordered and I got a great thing. And tag them in the location. And guess what? that's the best thing you can do for that restaurant, because it's a good word of mouth that they otherwise wouldn't have gotten. And they also, reviews, everybody.
Don't we know that struggle?
Oh man, you could do 1,000 things and get one bad review, and then they're like, oh, this place is terrible. And it's like, no, we've served a lot of meals. The same happens in my business. I've served a lot of clients, and you get one or two people that are not happy, and there's nothing you can do about it. That's just part of life. There's gonna be somebody.
You can't make everybody happy.
Yeah.
Especially at that statistical scale.
Yeah, you just can't. So, and again, we don't even try to do that, but that's something that you could actually do to benefit, local businesses. Refer them for stuff and make relationships with people. I think that's the biggest.
And especially as another business, if you have a business to help them out, to use your audience and your people to help them grow and continue to stay open, and I think that all that would be really good.
I think that's probably
part of what we're doing.
Yep, and that's it. And that's part of also with Pasco Connect, what we're trying to do.
Yeah.
We're trying to improve local businesses, so everybody has a place with a voice, and looking forward to doing a lot more of these podcasts, whether you're doing them and I'm doing them.
Or some of our moderators.
Yeah, something like, there's going to be opportunity for that, and I think that's going to be really great.
I do too.
So.
Me.
Would you rather live steps from downtown or tucked away on a few peaceful acres? You know what my answer is.
I know what your answer is, which is funny because our answers are so different.
They're so different.
Because without you, I don't want to have to maintain the property and land. Sure, I enjoy it, but I know my capabilities as a human being, and it's just not like less grass the better for me. So it's going to be like a downtown or like a condo on the water or like...
So I won,
low maintenance.
I won the vote on that one, so I got to decide. No, acreage for sure.
Acreage.
Land, they're not making any more of it. Buy all of it that you can. I believe that's a Mark Twain quote.
I think you're correct.
And it's one of my favorites. But definitely would rather live on land. And
if I'm with him, I'll be on the land.
Yeah, because you don't know how to work the lawnmower.
He doesn't let me. It's probably good that way. Okay, what is your vision for the future of Pasco County? If you were in charge, what would you do?
If I was a visionary, no. If I was in charge, I really think that the county has done a fairly decent job with what they've had handed to them. Do I think that we could have made better decisions? There's certainly some that I think we could have made better decisions as a county. One of them is, and I'll just be very upfront about this because this is my channel and I'm going to say what I want and I'm not going to filter anything for anybody. We allowed the development of everything that happened along 54, and it's great. There's great neighborhoods and families are living there and they're very happy. And that was urban growth that came out of Tampa. That wasn't people that were here that then moved out there typically.
Yeah.
And that's okay. That's part of the urban sprawl and the way you look at that in planning. But we took we voted with our tax dollars. So particularly when the Bexley family sold the ranch to the developer, or Bexley is, they paid like $23 or $25 million for the property. And the developer then resold to us, the county, a certain section of it, which was like a third of the property, for the same amount of money. Now, I went to school here, and I have a lot of degrees in business, and I can count, and I know that 25 million minus 23 million is 2 million, and so they essentially got all of that land to develop for about $2 million. And us, the taxpayer, decided to write a check for the section along the river. And I didn't agree with that. I think if we were going to spend that kind of money, we should have bought the whole damn thing and kept it as a preserve or made a big park out of it, like we have Starkey Park, and preserve more of the land. But that's not what was done. So now I was not involved in that. I'm not in local politics, so I don't really get to have a voice in that decision. But
what is your vision for the future?
I think the vision for the future is that we will continue to thrive and grow. We are going to continue to see development and things like that, and people just have to be okay with that. I tell this story, and I like to share this with folks. You know, when we grew up out here, okay, I went to all local schools here, and when we were growing up, our families all were from somewhere else, right? So our parents moved to Pasco County because it was less expensive. It allowed opportunity. You could purchase a larger home. All of these things is why our families ended up out here, right? So now we're 20, 30 years beyond that, and now the same thing is happening. So these families that are here now that are saying, oh, there's too much traffic and there's development, well, it's now your turn. You have to now move further out like our parents did.
If you want it to be how it was.
How it was, yeah. So you have to move further out, or people complain that it's gotten expensive. Well, supply and demand, it's a market. So you have families that are here now that haven't purchased a house maybe, and now they're trying to purchase a house, and they have sticker shock. They go, 300,000, these houses were 100,000 not that long ago, and you're right, they were. But the market has shifted to where the elevated prices are, and that's not really going to change. You're going to see an ebb and flow of the market, but do I think that your average house is going to come down to $100,000 or $120,000? No.
In this area, no.
I don't, not when the average price point is in the mid threes. I don't see, could you see a $50,000 shift at some point? Sure, but not 200,000. I just, that type of value isn't going to disappear overnight, especially with the demand and how Tampa has grown.
Yeah.
So I think for the future, I think we're going to continue to grow. We're going to continue to be a great place to live and raise a family. I hope that a lot of the values that I grew up with here will continue. I know I'm certainly ensuring those in our family, but I think that's a big thing that is going to continue to propel us forward.
Alrighty. And our last one.
Is this the billboard
It's
question?
for both of us, yes.
If you had a billboard on Highway 54, what would it say? For our business.
For our business, okay.
Yeah.
Oh gosh, I came up with one the other day that I was going to put on a marketing piece.
Well, it's got to be upside down. That's the first thing
True.
you gotta do. You have to put the billboard
what was
upside
it?
down.
I wrote it
If you
down
put the
and
billboard upside down, everybody will read it. They'll be like, "What happened? These guys hanging the billboard. We're having a party, and they put the billboard upside down."
Oh, that's what's full service, so you can focus on what matters.
I like that. So I would just say time to move, because I'm happy to sell your house on the way out, and I'm happy to put a family in your house if it's time to move. I would say if it's time to move, you can just call me, because either way, whether you're buying your first house or your last house, or you're moving out, taking job relocation, need a bigger place, need a smaller place, time to move, I can handle that.
Let me double check, because this is I'm a newbie. I didn't put my phone on airplane mode. Okay, we're still good.
We're still recording.
We're still recording.
Oh my God, thank goodness. We only did like 60 minutes without knowing if it was recording or not.
No, it just rang, so we're good. Okay, but yes.
So I think that's it. Thank you so much for coming to our first podcast here on Pasco Connect. I'm looking forward to spending more time in front of the camera with some of you and some of our members. And
if you'd like to join us, let us know. Leave us in the comments. Send us a message. If you have any feedback, let us know.